then we're going to make a 10-mile sail to Gilligan's Island. We should be... Wind forecast is wrong again. From where WildChild is anchored, and I found... It's November of 2019. WildChild is still in Puerto Rico, and we're going to try to find the mythical place called Gilligan's Island. The sailing conditions we find initially are far calmer than what was forecast. Ever the optimist, Captain Lexi raises her sails, but with no wind, she's forced to motor sail for the first hour. We just pulled the jetty, put the engine in neutral just to see what kind of sailing winds we have. It looks like we're not ready to go without the motor yet. But we're up to 5 knots of wind instead of 2. Almost. It seems those clouds in the distance that I was worried about in the beginning are not clouds at all. There's some massive fire in Puerto Rico today. Not to rub it into all of you COVID prisoners of the North, but when you look out the window right now, don't you wish you were here sailing on WildChild with me? Welcome to the ocean, my sailor friends. SV1 WildChild is a sailing channel for sailors and about sailing. And this is it. This is the pure moment. And this is it. Us girls sail along on a lovely November day in calm conditions in the sunshine. WildChild sails amazingly tight to the wind. Look at this. We're sailing TWA, 35 degrees to the wind. That's an apparent wind angle in the 20s. This is WildChild sailing like 35 degrees to the wind. Upwind 13 over 4.9. No other sailboat is as awesome as WildChild. No other sailboat can sail as well to windward as WildChild. She is just awesome. We love this boat. It is very true. A sailboat captain does develop a very close relationship with their yacht. WildChild is just awesome. One of the things I'm always doing on WildChild is using the updated Navionics and comparing it to my older Navionics chip, and then going on real world information and kind of cross-referencing them to see how accurate or inaccurate things are. But right now, as we're coming in, that's Gilligan's Island on our right. Both charts have proven correct, and both charts have also proven wrong. Some of the newer updates, they screwed up things they had right the first time. Makes it really complicated to use them for navigation when they're so inaccurate. So we're coming into our anchorage at Gilligan's Island. It's 11:52 a.m. We got 12 over 2.8. We're motoring in slowly to try and find a place to drop the hook for a couple days rest. It's supposed to be nasty windy tonight, like 25 plus knots overnight. So we want to make sure we hook really well. There's supposed to be a ferry between the mainland and Gilligan's Island over there. And we don't want to be in the ferry's path, but we don't know where the ferry lane is. It's not marked on the chart plotter. So we're going to feel our way in nice and slow. Eventually I get the anchor down and the hook set in a way that I'm satisfied will be safe in the strong winds tonight. And that over there in front of us is Gilligan's Island. And this is what I see behind us. I'd love to go to shore and explore. What I cannot really show you is that Elena is having a bipolar mood swing. She's going down, getting grumpy, and she's gonna lock herself in the front room for the next 2 days. She pushes me away pretty hard when she gets like this, and I refuse to fall with her. So I'm gonna go alone to shore and explore by myself. I just went around the corner from where WildChild is anchored, and I found apparently that's the marina resort there, but all the Navionics notes say that the ferry dock, which is this behind me, is very colorful, and that there's a restaurant here where the ferry lands where like great food for great prices. Jacinto, I can't pronounce it, but very colorful, very friendly people, and yeah, I looked at the menu, it looks fantastic. So if anybody's looking for a place to visit when they come to Gilligan's Island, coming to the ferry dock and the lovely restaurant resort here seems like a nice place to be. There's Wi-Fi and ATM machine at the resort across the bay. Apparently that's the resort across the bay. I'm gonna go walk around shore there. Try to find an ATM and get some money. This little restaurant is absolutely spectacular. It is just beautiful. It's like a little slice of heaven. If you ever find yourself on a sailboat in Puerto Rico, you definitely should visit Gilligan's Island.